Hi, I'm Michael Amott, and you're watching Loudwire.
Hey everyone, Graham here from Loudwire, and it's Wikipedia Fact or Fiction time, an episode you've been asking for a long time, the Arch Enemy episode with Michael Amott. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you stopping by. So, I went through Wikipedia, your page, Arch Enemy's page, everything that I could find on the site, pulled out some stuff. You can give us a fact or fiction and elaborate if you like.
Okay.
So, they do get this wrong sometimes. So, Michael Amott, born in Halmstad, Sweden.
Correct.
That's correct. Okay, they do get that wrong.
Yeah, it was wrong for a long time.
Did you change it?
No.
Okay.
Somebody did. Yeah, I started talking about that in interviews, and then somebody corrected.
That something was wrong.
Yeah, there's some confusion because my father is English, or British, and my mother is Swedish, and I lived the first 5 years of my life in England. And then they moved back to Sweden. But I was born in Sweden, then when I was like a month old.
Then they left right away.
So there's always been a little bit of a confusion there.
Okay. It says you began playing guitar as a young teenager, learning to play by copying hardcore punk and heavy metal out of your record collection.
Yeah, that's right. That's
so just by ear?
Yeah, I'm completely self-taught. I actually started a band with my friends, with my childhood friends. We started on toy instruments, really, and then just kind of like, we were very young, and then by the time, I did some odd jobs for my dad, and they helped me, my parents helped me buy my first guitar, but it was to actually play with my friends, so I started writing songs immediately.
Your early band, Carnage, it says, plagued by constant lineup changes, Carnage eventually recorded their only album, Dark Recollections, with yourself as the only original member. But by the time the album came out on Necrosis Records in 1990, the band was already broken up.
Correct.
That's true?
Yeah.
So just couldn't keep that one together, I guess, huh?
No, that was very, as it said there, plagued by lineup changes. But it was very quick. It all happened within the space of 2 years from its inception to that we broke up. So from 88 to 90. And we did a couple of demos in 89, demo tapes, and then we got a deal with a label, recorded the first album. But by the time, then the album was delayed because the album was sold on from the original label that was going to release it was by Bill and Jeff from Carcass. They were releasing it on their own label called Necrosis. But then I think they got rid of that label or somehow licensed it or gave it away or sold it to Earache Records. So it ended up coming out on Earache Records maybe in April of 1990, I think. And by that time, I had already joined Carcass, actually.
Speaking of Carcass, the Heartwork record. It said Bill Steer handed all the rhythm guitar duties because you lost your passport in India, making you unable to return to England in time to record.
Well, it's partially true.
Okay, partially.
Bill has always played all the rhythm guitars on every Carcass album.
Sure.
As I do now in Arch Enemy. But that's what Hetfield does in Metallica. And so it's to keep everything tight, and when you're stacking all the guitar tracks, it's better to have one player do it for that style of music that we do. So I was only playing like lead guitar with Carcass anyway at the time.
Okay.
But I wasn't stuck in India. I was stuck in Israel, actually.
Wrong country.
I was actually stuck and homeless in Israel for 2 months.
Really? Was it because you lost your passport?
Yeah, I got into a horrible situation over there, and I found myself without anywhere to. And this is again before cell phones or internet, so it was hard to solve that situation. And going back to the situation with I was there on a private trip, on a holiday. But I got stuck there. Yeah, it's a long story. Did you get arrested
or something? Or?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe your passport was removed from your possession.
Anyway, I made it back just in time to play on but I had a great, beautiful Gibson Flying V that I'd purchased right before that. I brought it to Israel, and I thought I was going to bring it straight to the studio in England, and I lost that as well.
Damn.
So I lost everything there, all my possessions
that
that time. So I ended up playing all my Heartwork guitar solos on Bill Steer's Ibanez guitar.
It says while your brother Christopher was attending music school in 1996, you recruited him to record solos for what would become Arch Enemy's first record.
Correct.
That's correct, all right.
Yeah.
So he was attending school for music, right?
Yes, he was, yeah.
Yeah. So when you started this new project,
yeah,
what was it about his playing? Was it the solos you wanted him especially
for? Well,
he
became so good so quickly. He just, I remember giving him my guitar that I had in Carcass. I don't know if it Erode Flare Red Ibanez guitar that I played on the Necroticism tour. I gave it to him. He stripped off all the paint.
What?
It's not that, yeah.
Oh,
and then,
no.
But he learned to play guitar on that one, and he just became very proficient very quickly. And I'm playing with a little local band, and they did a demo tape, and I wasn't living in the same city as him. He was still living with with our parents.
Okay.
And I heard that, and I was like, wow, this sounds great. And I thought it would be cool to have two brothers playing guitar together in a new project that I was forming. And I thought it could be a good, starting point for him as well, because there's a lot of great guitar players just sitting in bedrooms playing guitar,
Of course.
But I thought but he actually declined. He didn't want to do it.
At first he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it. Yeah.
How'd you convince him?
I kept asking.
Okay. Angela, she previously interviewed you for a German webzine. She gave you a demo that she described as a poor quality video of a performance of hers at a club when it was time.
A music club. Let's add that.
Yes, yes, must remain respectful to Angela. She later was called in for an audition, and apparently she wiped the floor with all the other contenders.
Yeah, I mean, we were in a situation where our original singer, Johan, who had been singing on the first 3 albums, was we were at a crossroads with him, really, as far as we really wanted to, after the 3rd album with him, which was called Burning Bridges, we really wanted to we'd started touring a little bit. We toured with In Flames in Europe, and we did a tour with Nevermore in the States. And we wanted to do more. We wanted to branch out and become a serious touring act and take it more seriously. But so we wanted to do that. He wasn't so sure about that. So we parted ways with him. We found Angela. And that's true, basically.
That's true. She gave you a demo?
Yeah, I think I did a phone interview with her, and she told me she promoted her own band at the end of the interview.
Right,
okay. So that's always very effective. And I was like, wow, that's... and then she sent me, I think I met her in person. She came out to a show later on, a few months later, and gave us like a VHS tape of a concert with her previous band, the band that she was in. I can't remember the name. The band wasn't very good, but she was incredible, and I just thought there's only like 10 people in the room. She should be singing to bigger crowds, and and I thought maybe I could write a record for her, not Arch Enemy, but so I was already planning to write something for her and kind of build a band around her or something so I thought that could be really cool because she had a lot of talent.
Wages of Sin is the first Arch Enemy album where the band used C tuning, which you've kept until the present.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, for the most part. Sometimes we do we'll tune a little bit different, but yeah, for like 99%. We did that to get more clarity in the riffs. We play 6-string guitars.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. It's the only guitar that's cool.
Ooh, is that a shot at gent?
I don't even know what that is, to be
No
honest.
one does.
Yeah, no. But that's not rock and roll. I mean, rock and roll is 6-string guitars. And it's actually difficult to play 6-string guitar for me.
Oh boy. All right, well there
No, anyway, I mean, it's, so yeah, C standard tuning is, I think it's heavy enough to be heavy, but there's a lot more clarity in the riffs.
Guitarist Nick Cordle left the band in 2014. Specifically, he left the stage with only a few songs remaining in the set during a show in San Francisco.
Well, he had a flight to catch.
Oh yeah, right in the middle of the set.
Yeah, that was a difficult time. I don't really know how to comment on that, but that was a pretty surprising situation.
Okay.
That happened. It kind of unfolded there on the tour, but I have a massive respect for him. We made a great record together, and it didn't really work out on the touring part. So yeah, he left, and I think that was the 3rd return of my brother.
Right,
I called my brother, and he came out and finished that tour for
Always
us.
reliable. Very good. Last one for you. In the Metalocalypse episode Snakes and Barrels, you voiced scientist Dr. Amal Malith Chesterfield and Antonio Tony DeMarco Thunderbottom. And you returned for the Snakes and Barrels Part 2 episode.
I believe that's true, yeah.
That sounds true, yes,
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
Was that fun getting to do something like that?
That was a lot of fun, yeah. I did that in Hollywood, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with the producers of that show, Brandon and
Yeah.
some other people. That was great. That was great fun. And yeah, it was just something different. They had me say a lot of stuff in Swedish. I don't know if they said they were just going to put that in here and there.
Okay.
And it's just like, stuff about, having sex with,
Horrible
with,
things,
with,
yeah.
with your mom and stuff, but in Swedish. And I don't know if they ended up using that.
You didn't watch the episode?
Not the whole thing, not the whole series, because they said they were going to.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
They had me saying a lot of stuff, crazy stuff in Swedish. I wondered if they ever used any of
Okay.
them. So there might be more episodes.
If somebody knows, please let us know.
It's important.
Yeah. Michael, thank you so much.
All
I
right.
appreciate your time very, very much. Will to Power, the new Arch Enemy record. Make sure you pick it up.